you do if we were just in here talking and all of a sudden we looked over and the door's open?
That'd be crazy.
Would you see it open?
That would be crazy.
It's like, Tony and Lindsay, I gotta go home.
Use that door.
I'm out.
I'm like, Dad, can you take that?
See ya. You can keep the stuff. I'm going.
Yo, I think I just saw an orb on the camera.
Nuh-uh.
I'm not kidding you.
A what?
An orb.
An arm?
Orb.
Oh. Hey, it's my hearing. What can I say?
I'm not kidding you. It came down like this.
Well, I told you I've seen him in Ben's room. Only like 2 or 3 times, but when I see it, it's very obvious.
Wow.
And it's not like a bug. It's like a giant thing that just like goes like this.
Wow.
So what's up, guys? We're in my house, and there's 2 reasons for this video. 1, I want to tell you what's going on, and 2, I want to show you something cool. So we have a situation in the Merkel household that just happened tonight again, where I've been having about 3 or 4 months ago, I came upstairs. It was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I came into my kitchen, which is where I'm at, and behind me that's the basement door to go down in the studio, and I came up through this door into my kitchen, and I look out into this room out here, which is the living room, and which you'll be able to see in a second, and there was my side door was wide open, completely wide open. And I thought Lindsay forgot to close it, which was very odd and not like her. So I went over and closed it and locked it. And then, what was it, last week, Linz?
1 or 2 weeks ago.
I think it was last week. I was doing an interview, and it was 10:30 at night, something like that.
10.
And Lindsay texted me, and she said, did you go outside? And I'm like, no, I'm in the middle of an interview. Did you hear the door ding? Because we have the Simply Safe, simplysafe.com/the confessionals. But I said, did you hear the door ding? And she said, no, the door's cracked open and the screen door is open. And so I told the kids, or not the kids, I told Lindsay, not Lindsay, I'm sorry, I'm trying to think. I told, because I can't talk too loud because I don't want to wake up the kids. I told the guys I was interviewing that I had to go upstairs and investigate stuff. So I left them on the recording. I didn't close out the interview with them. And that's going to be probably part of the interview. I'll probably leave that in. But I came up here and Lindsay's standing in my living room behind me at the door, and it was open about, a foot? Mm-hmm. And the screen door was cracked open, like it wasn't closed all the way. And, let me just make sure this is on. 1 second. Okay, cool. So, and I said to her, and she told me that, and I was like, so you closed it, and you said what? You were sure you closed it, and you locked it. And so the door opened and unlocked by itself, or somebody's robbing me. So today, me and my dad, which my dad's here. Say hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
There you go. So today, we're in the studio. We did 2 interviews today, and we were down there talking at around 9:30. It probably happened about 20 minutes ago. And Lindsay texted me, and she said, what? You said what?
Door's open again?
Door was wide open again. She came down, and she said that she was sure she closed it, and now she's second guessing. She's like, I think I closed it. I know my wife. She did not twice. She's gonna not forget that she didn't close the door and claim that she closed it. And so I want to show you what my living room looks like and what we're doing here. I don't think somebody's in my house, but I'm gonna sleep in the house anyways when I'm done talking to you guys. But we have hang on a second, I'm just trying to figure out how to work my camera. There we go. All right, so I have a camera that I bought for Legion of Legends where we'll be doing the filming and stuff at night. I needed something with night vision, but not the crappy night vision. So I have a legit 4K camera with legit night vision. The night vision on here, I wasn't satisfied with. So I got more Night vision. More's better. More's better. So I'm going to show you an example of what our night vision does on this camera. And then I'm going to run this camera for at least 3 hours till the battery dies. Just see what happens. But I'll show you here. So that's my living room. I'm not sure why. I don't know why. I don't know what that blur is up in the top corner. I don't know what that is. But that's the night vision camera, just as stock. And then I got these two cameras on top. And I'll turn one light on. That's with one extra IR light. And that's with two. So as you can see, when you look in the room, it's completely pitch black. But when you look on the screen, it's beautifully lit. And actually, my monitor is even clearer than what's showing you here on this video. So we're gonna film that door over there. So there's a door right there. That's to my garage. That's the entrance door to the side of the house. And over here is swing doors, or yes, two swing doors to the deck. That right there is what's been opening. And so we're gonna see what we can catch until I get my Simply Safe cameras mounted right there. Because I'm gonna be monitoring this door from now on. And we'll see what happens. But yeah, so there's something else I wanted to tell you, but I forget.
Simplysafe.com/confessionals.
Yeah, simplysafe.com/confessionals. But Linz, can you hold that camera there on the monitor for me? Just hold my phone. See how it lights up in here. So yeah, we're gonna be watching that door, because that door has opened 3 times now, that suspiciously. And I'll tell you guys, I've said this on some recordings recently, which you have not heard yet. But and Dad, I don't think I told you this. Hopefully I don't freak you out. I had a dream about that door maybe 6 months, a year ago. And I don't remember my dreams, as you guys know. And when I do, they're usually evil. There's 4 dreams I remember in my life. One was when I was a kid. Dad, you can probably attest to this. I don't know if you remember this. When I was a kid, I told you guys, we were riding in the car. I told you I was having these dreams of these satanic evil tattoos popping up on my body.
Right.
So that was when I was a kid. Then I had a dream where I was in the church and you were standing in the basement. And I came downstairs into the basement and you're standing there like a robot drone zombie, just staring. And I'm like, Dad, what's going on? And then the office in the church there downstairs grew pitch black. And this misty shadow, black shadow came out, and these evil demonic hands were like crawling across the floor, and they grabbed me and they were dragging me into the office. And you just stood there the whole time, not blinking, just staring. Like it was like you couldn't help me. There's nothing you could do. And I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
I'm getting chills after you telling me about it.
But I think that was actually not as much of an evil dream as it was God telling me, if you keep going the way you're going and pretending to be a Christian in this church, there's nothing that man can do to save you. At the time, I thought it was evil. By hindsight. Anyways, so the third dream is my son was born, and I was getting up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. No, earlier. I had to be in at work at 6. And my alarm would go off, wake up the baby. So to stop waking up the baby, I decided to start sleeping down here on the couch, down here. And I slept down here for what, Linz? Like good 8 months at least?
Months and months.
Yeah. And the very...
Oops.
Yep, one second. Let me turn that back on. Just move that for a second.
Sorry. There you go. So
the very first night I slept down here, I had a dream, and this is before my studio was in the basement, but I had a dream that I was sleeping on the couch. This was in my dream, but I was actually sleeping on the couch, and I heard these loud stomps coming up the stairs of my basement, and the door slams open and comes around this corner. If we can move the camera, I'd show you, but we'll just leave it as is. It comes around the corner into this living room where I'm at, and I'm laying on this couch, and there used to be a coffee table here, and it comes around, and this figure was a static figure of like what you would see on TV, but it was like a human form, but it was all static, and it came around this corner, and it came in real aggressively. It was big. It was like real big, and I jumped up off the couch in real life. Now I wake up, and this actually happened. I jumped off the couch, and I'm standing right here, and I'm trying to wake up. I jump off, and I'm just like, I'm like ready to go, and then I realized it was just a dream. And so that was the third dream that I remember. The fourth dream happened recently, and I just appeared down here in the living room, and I'm standing right here. Pardon the kid mess, but I'm standing right here, and I'm looking out this window, and you're going to hear me describe this on some audio for the show at some point, whether it aired now or in the future. But I'm standing here, and I'm just like this, standing, and all of a sudden this blind here, real fast, just goes like that, up real fast. And so now I'm standing here like this, the blind shoots up, and outside the window here, about this high, about this tall, right about here, is a human form, completely shadowed, blacked out. And I always had the sense that it was somebody wearing a hoodie, but there was no face, no eyes, nothing. And it was just standing there, staring back at me. And I got the sense that it was like almost saying, I'm coming, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like there's something preventing it from coming, but it was like telling me it's gonna come. And had that dream, and now this door's opening. So, hopefully I didn't scare my wife.
Well, and then I had a dream about it after we talked
just
about it.
Just last week, she had a dream about that door, right?
Yeah, after we were talking about it.
Tell them your dream.
Well, just real quickly. So
I'm freaking dad out. I'm sorry.
I know. Do you want a flashlight? Do you want to go? So yeah, I had a dream last week, or recently in the last 2 weeks or so, about this door, and it was again like suddenly you're just in the living room. So I was just in the living room. It was dark out at night, and I heard this. I want to say language, but it was just like garbled. It was like this sort of garbled, higher pitched speaking in my dream, and I could hear it outside the door. So in my dream, I go over to the door, and as I go over the door, it gets louder and louder and louder. And then when I get close to the door, it's almost like I reached over to the door to touch it, and then it was like I got attached to it, almost like pulled to the door to where my head was like pushed up against the blind, and through the blind I could very faintly see this just at the height of the window, like not tall but really short, actually, like the doorknob, I'd say. The height of the doorknob, I could see this gray alien head with the big black eyes just staring back at me, and that's what was talking. It was this language, whatever it was talking in. And then because I was stuck to the door, like as soon as I see this in my dream, the only thing I can do, I can't get away from the window. I cannot move. I just start screaming. And then I actually woke up. Tony woke me up. Yeah. Actually screaming. So
and I didn't remember, I am a heavy sleeper. I don't remember things. I didn't even remember waking you up until you talked to me about it the next day. I was like, oh yeah, I kind of remember rolling over and waking you up. But tell them, so that happened, I think it was like Monday night or something like that. No, maybe Sunday night. Because when we came out with Deborah Cobble's show,
yes.
the show art usually is custom made for that episode by one of the artists. And Alika's in Hawaii, and I gave him that audio maybe a week ahead of time. Oh, sorry, hang on a second. Let me just turn on the... I'm trying to give you guys some good stuff here. 1 second. And if you're missing any of this from the beginning, I'm going to put this on the Instagram for you. There we go. So, he had that audio a week at least before you guys heard the show. And Lindsay has that dream before the show drops. When I released the show and the show art, she never saw it before. And she said what?
That's what I saw in my dream.
Exactly what you saw in your dream. And so,
Wow.
I don't know what's going on. I personally don't care. It's like whatever. I ain't sweating a whole lot. But we're gonna. I got a fresh battery since we've been using this. But before we go up tonight, we're just gonna film out here, and it'll last 3 hours, and the battery will, and we'll see what happens. Because I wanna know, like, if there's paranormal stuff happening right now, I wanna know. If there's aliens freaking coming to my house and I'm knocking my door, I wanna know. If we're forgetting to close the door, I wanna know that too. If there's somebody in my neighborhood coming in my house somehow, I wanna know that. I prefer that actually over the other stuff probably. But anyways, I just figured this literally just happened where Lindsay came down and saw the door was open again. And me and my dad were in the studio and she texted me. So we came up, looked, and I figured I'd make this video and show you guys what's going on, because you're gonna hear about it on the show at some point in the coming months. When I'm doing these recordings now, I'm talking about some of this stuff, and I know I have a couple times, so you're gonna hear about it. And when you hear about it on the show, you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that Instagram video when he posted that. So there's that, guys. So this is the living room. I'll take the camera. So this is the living room here that the crazy stuff is happening in. That's the door over there. Sorry, it's hard to. That's the door over there in the corner with a blind on it. And yeah. Derek says, what time frame has it been opening? Derek, Lindsay, last week, what time was it? About 10:30-ish that you came down?
It was about 10 that I came down.
Yeah, and then...
It's nighttime.
Yeah, about 10:30 at night she noticed it, and around 9:30 at night she texted me about it, and the other time it was wide open at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when I came up from the studio. So the interesting thing is we've never seen this door wide open in the morning when we come down. So if it is opening, it's also closing. And on that note, I'll see you guys. Fun times.